Hello everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to do one more scrapbook layout for Halloween, and this is using the kit from Halloween Memories. It's the scrapbook kit, and this is the first layout in the kit. I'm going to alter it to make it work for me, and I'll show you how to do that. So I have cut everything according to the cut directions, and this is how the base page lays out, and then there's a few extras, and it also uses a bunch of stickers. So let's go ahead and get started. The photos that I'm going to scrapbook are of my dogs. My groomer likes to take portraits of the dogs, and then she's got an app that will put them in different settings. So I have some fall and Halloween pictures. And then do you dress up your dogs in costumes? I have some costumes for them. The little one, Pixel, she's got an Ewok costume, and then I have a lobster and a pumpkin. And so I dressed them up to take a few pictures, and it was pretty funny. So they're crazy pictures. And so I just printed them out in 2x2s, and then the other ones are larger. Okay, so the workshop calls for drawing some dashed lines with a journal pen around the edges, and I can't draw a straight line to save my life, so I found a stamp in my stash, and I kind of like this. It's got dots, and they're irregular, so they're just a little bit wonky, and it kind of lends to a Halloween feel. So I'm going to stamp dots all around the edges. So this is a longer stamp, and I'm just going to stamp in black, and then I've got some scratch paper there to catch the excess so I don't stamp over the edge into that design that's around the sides of that background paper that has spider webs and light gray. So we'll go ahead and get started, and then I'll skip ahead. So I'm just following that line, and we'll stamp there, and then I have some scratch paper to catch the excess, and then we'll stamp again, and hope we get a decent line, and it's okay even if it's not, and we'll just continue on. Okay, so now I have my dots all around the edges, and it really does make everything pop better. So I recommend going with that pattern. And then I'm going to bring in some letters for my title. This is from Stampinup, and it's the mini alphabet dies. And the great thing about this is that you can get the whole alphabet in one pass. So you can cut out a whole bunch of letters. And I did that to spell out my title. Halloween. So I've also cut out 2 extra layers in just white so that they're more chipboard like. And this pattern paper, it's from an older Close to My Heart collection, but the paper pack that you can get from Stampin' Up, it's got a purple page in it that's similar to this pattern. And then I went back to my stash, and I wanted to find a happy. And I found this from a set called Starter Sentiments. So just go through your stash, see what you've got. And I felt like my pictures needed a matte. So I'm going to go with that purple hue that's part of that larger picture of Roisin in the spooky picture. And I've pulled some Royal because I used up all the other purple that came with the kit, and cut mattes just a smidge larger than all of my photos. And I think that really helps. Even though there's a white border, I think it helps make them pop. So I'm going to go back to this die. It's the pumpkin die, a thin cut from Close to My Heart. And I'm going to cut a whole bunch with a black outline, and I'm going to use that paper from Halloween Memories that has the potion bubbles on it. And then I've pulled another pattern from my stash, and it's from a collection called Nevermore. I was just looking for an orange background, and I like this. It kind of looks like fishnet. And yeah, so I just cut a whole bunch, and so I've got different pieces to insert in those die openings, and I'm going to create my pumpkins. So we'll do some inlay. It's a little labor intensive, but totally worth it. I love the way it looks. So I'm kind of figuring out a way to how to fit all my pictures and my title. So this picture of Roisin, I wanted to print it with all of the background and everything around her. And in order to not lose that, it was originally set for Instagram, so it was a square photo. So I printed it on 5x7 paper, and so that's a 5x5 picture. So I'm going to have to work around that. So I'm thinking if I mirror the pumpkins and the pictures on either side, I'm going to be able to make it work. And then I can put my title below the 5x5. And we'll move that 4x6 down. I think that'll work. Okay, so this is the journal block that's part of the workshop. And I've gone ahead and done some journaling. I talked about how Roisin wouldn't move when I put her costume on, and then Pixel was just going crazy all around the house trying to get the costume off. So it was tricky to take pictures, but I got a few. Some are a little blurry, but yeah. So this sticker originally went on, it was layered over this journal block, and I just want the stripes. So I went ahead and trimmed that off the sticker, and we'll put that down. I'm not pressing really hard because I might have to move it, and I want to make sure that it fits. And then I want it to repeat that dot pattern on this journal block. So I'm going to stamp the dots again. But first I'm going to check to see what kind of space I have and how that's going to look. So this block, it's too large because the original pattern had 4x4 pictures. So I'm going to have to alter this block. So we'll go ahead and peel that sticker off, and we're going to trim the block down so it'll fit. And I was kind of anticipating that, and that's why my journaling was set where it's set. So we'll just go ahead and trim that, and I'm just keep putting it back just to be sure. Measure twice, cut once, right? So we'll add that, and then we'll put our sticker back. And now I don't have room for dots at the top underneath the striped sticker, but I do have room for the dots at the base. So we'll go ahead and stamp that out just to repeat that pattern and get some flow in the layout. So we'll stamp that down, and that's ready to go. Okay, so off camera, I'm going to go ahead and adhere as much as possible. And I have popped all of my photos on foam tape. So we'll put a couple down. And I'm just kind of playing with the positioning of everything because, of course, we're working with a 5x5 on the left panel and a 4x6 on the right. So just kind of keeping it organic and moving things around. Okay, so I like that. So I'm going to use that same striped piece that I cut as part of the pattern. So that will sit underneath the 5x5 picture. And then I want to bring in some more stamped images. So this is a spider web, and I just like it because it's a circle. And this is from a stamp set called Spellbound. So I'm going to stamp it in several places with black ink, and just go through your stash, see what kind of spider web images you have. So I'm going to bring in a pencil and just kind of make a tick mark kind of where I want my spider web to be stamped. And it just helps with the placement. You probably hear my dogs howling right now. I think someone's in front of the house. I don't know. They're going crazy out there. Sorry about that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get that spider web stamped down. And we'll bring the picture in just to make sure I did it right. That looks good. And then I want another one sort of in that area on the lower left. So I'll go ahead and make my tick mark, and we'll pull everything out of the way, and then we'll stamp that other spider web down there. have a little interest and balance. Ink that up really well, and then we'll stamp that out. Again, using that tick mark as a sort of a guide as to where to place that stamp. And just making sure I want to put the happy right, I'm going to center it right below that 5x5 picture. So stamp that also in black. And then off camera, I'll glue down all my letters. And then I want to balance it out by placing another spider web over on the left, the right page. So I'm going to make my tick mark. So we'll have our rules of 3 and visual triangle with our spider webs. So we'll ink that up and stamp that out. So I have a lot going on with all of the pumpkins and the smaller pictures. So I'm going to keep things clean as far as adding embellishments. So we'll go ahead and put everything back, make sure I like the way it looks. That looks good, so we can start tacking things down. And then I pulled a spider image from the sticker sheet, and we'll go ahead and have that spider coming down from that spider web. Okay, I like that. And then I'm going to bring in tags and tabs, and I'm going to create a tab using this bubble paper from Halloween Memories, and I'm going to put the year on it, and that will go right above my 5x5 picture. All right, so I'll pull this closer to the camera so you can have a closer look, and then you can hop on over to my Facebook page. The URL is at the bottom of the screen, and I'll put a link in the description below. Give a follow, and you can see close-up shots of this layout over there. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And then you'll be able to find all of my videos. And thanks for watching.